Let me ask you a question. Have you ever wondered why people do what they do? Why some chase wealth but feel empty, while others give selflessly and feel alive? What if I told you that the answer is not random, it's universal? Whether you're the CEO of a Fortune 500 company or a single parent raising kids, the same 6 forces are shaping your every decision, relationship, and goal. Stay with me. Because by the end of this conversation, you'll not only understand what drives you, but you'll gain the tools to create unstoppable momentum in every area of your life. This isn't just about survival, it's about thriving. Let's unlock the blueprint to fulfillment together. Why we do what we do. Have you ever wondered why you make the choices you do? Why even when you know something isn't in your best interest, you find yourself going down that path anyway? Or why, despite achieving success in one area of your life, you still feel a yearning for something more, something deeper? The truth is, we are all driven by powerful, invisible forces that shape every action, decision, and thought we have. These forces are the universal human needs that govern our behavior in ways we may not even fully understand. At the core of our existence is a drive to satisfy these needs. Every action we take, every decision we make is in pursuit of meeting one or more of them. And these aren't just superficial desires, they are deeply rooted in our survival instincts, our desire for fulfillment, and our search for meaning. It's like an invisible compass guiding us through life, influencing how we respond to the world around us. Now, the reason understanding these needs is so crucial is that when we become conscious of them, we gain the power to consciously direct our lives. Most people live on autopilot, unaware of how much their needs influence their behavior. They wake up, go through their routines, face challenges, and make decisions without truly understanding why they are doing so. But when you recognize what's driving you, you unlock the potential to shift your life in a direction that fulfills you not just in the short term, but in a lasting, meaningful way. Consider how people chase after external achievements like wealth, status, or recognition. Why do we do this? It's because deep inside, we crave a sense of significance. We want to feel that we matter, that we have value in this world. Yet, even with all the wealth or fame in the world, if these needs aren't met in a healthy way, the person can still feel empty. This reveals something profound. The human drive isn't just about the external achievements, but about fulfilling an internal need to feel worthy, seen, and connected. At the same time, think about the decisions people make to seek out relationships, new experiences, or challenges. The need for variety, for the unknown, for the unpredictable forces us to step out of comfort zones, to grow, to explore the world and ourselves. Without variety, life feels stagnant, boredom takes over, and fulfillment slips away. And here's the key: every decision you make is your mind's way of trying to meet one or more of these needs. Whether you realize it or not, you're constantly weighing how your choices will give you a sense of certainty or security or provide variety and excitement. You're looking for significance or connection, searching for a way to grow or seeking to contribute to something bigger than yourself. But without awareness of how you're meeting these needs, you can fall into patterns that actually limit your happiness instead of amplifying it. What you might not realize is that by becoming conscious of these needs, you begin to take control. You no longer need to fall victim to unconscious habits that limit your potential. Instead, you can start making choices that empower you, that align with your core values, and that fuel your deepest desires for fulfillment. When you recognize why you do what you do, you can consciously choose healthier, more impactful ways to meet those needs, leading you to a life of purpose and satisfaction. And the beauty of this is that once you gain that understanding, you can design your life to work for you, not against you. This is why understanding the 6 human needs is not just an intellectual exercise, it's a tool for transformation. It is the key to unlocking greater levels of joy, success, and meaning. And it all starts with understanding that we do what we do because we are all wired to fulfill these fundamental needs. The sooner you recognize this, the sooner you can start to design your life on your own terms. The foundation of fulfillment. At the core of every person's pursuit in life lies a deep, often unspoken desire for fulfillment. But what does it mean to truly feel fulfilled? Many people mistakenly think that fulfillment comes from external achievements, landing the perfect job, earning a certain income, or even acquiring material possessions. While these things may bring temporary satisfaction, the truth is that true fulfillment is a deeper, more internal process. It's about meeting the needs that shape our behaviors and give us purpose. Fulfillment isn't a one-size-fits-all concept. It's unique to each person, but there are certain universal threads that tie us all together, and these threads are human needs, or the foundation upon which true fulfillment is built. These are not just casual desires, they are the driving forces behind everything we do. When these needs are met in a healthy, sustainable way, we experience fulfillment that nourishes us emotionally, mentally, and even physically. Without them, we can feel lost, restless, or disconnected, no matter how much we achieve or acquire in the material world. The first step in understanding fulfillment is recognizing that it doesn't come from the outside, it comes from within. It's a feeling of alignment between who we are at our core and how we live our lives. This alignment occurs when we satisfy the 6 fundamental human needs in a balanced and conscious way. Each of these needs serves a vital role, and when we understand how to meet them effectively, we unlock a deeper sense of meaning and satisfaction. Consider the need for certainty, for example. This need gives us the security to feel safe, to know what to expect in life. When we don't have this certainty, we experience anxiety and stress. We may feel as if the ground beneath us is always shifting, and that kind of instability can prevent us from ever feeling truly settled. But when we learn how to meet this need, we find peace. However, certainty alone is not enough to create fulfillment. If certainty is all we have, life can feel stagnant and monotonous. Then there's variety, which brings the excitement and adventure that prevent life from becoming mundane. If you've ever felt the thrill of doing something new, traveling, trying a new activity, or stepping outside of your comfort zone, you know how important variety is for the spirit. Without it, we can slip into a rut, going through the motions without ever feeling truly alive. Fulfillment requires both certainty and variety, but not in equal measure. Life's richness comes from learning how to balance these 2 needs effectively. But fulfillment goes beyond just meeting these 2 needs. As we strive for fulfillment, we need to feel significant, like we matter in the world. This might come through our achievements, our relationships, or the impact we have on others. Feeling significant is essential to feeling like our lives have meaning. Connection and love, of course, are the bedrock of human experience. Without connection to others, we cannot truly experience the depth of fulfillment that comes with sharing our lives, our joys, and our struggles. The need for growth pushes us to evolve, to stretch beyond our current abilities, while the need for contribution reminds us that fulfillment doesn't come just from what we get, but from what we give to others in the world. When you begin to understand these needs and how they shape your behavior, you realize that fulfillment doesn't have to be something you chase. It's something that's always available to you if you understand how to meet these needs in a balanced and conscious way. True fulfillment isn't about accumulating more things, it's about aligning your choices, actions, and mindset with the deeper needs that drive you. It's about discovering what truly matters to you and living a life that honors those truths. When you meet your fundamental needs in a way that aligns with your values, you unlock a life of meaning, purpose, and sustained satisfaction. And that's what true fulfillment is all about. It's not something you get from the world, it's something you create from within every single day by choosing to honor the core needs that define who you are. The 6 universal needs. Every human being shares 6 core needs that drive our behavior, guide our decisions, and shape the life we experience. These are not abstract concepts, but the fundamental forces that shape the way we interact with the world, the way we form relationships, and even the way we perceive success. Understanding these needs can unlock the mysteries of why we do the things we do, why we react in certain ways, and how we can create lasting change in our lives. The first of these needs is certainty, the need for stability, security, and predictability. At a basic level, it's a survival instinct. We need to know that we are safe, that we have control over our environment, and that we can avoid pain or danger. In our everyday lives, certainty can manifest in various ways: having a steady job, knowing when our next meal will come, or feeling secure in our relationships. This need helps us manage the anxiety of the unknown and gives us a sense of comfort and stability. Without it, we would feel anxious, lost, and unsettled. However, too much certainty can lead to stagnation and a lack of excitement. It's a delicate balance between knowing we're safe and embracing the unknown. The second need is variety, the need for change, novelty, and excitement. Life without variety becomes predictable, and predictability can quickly lead to boredom. While certainty helps us feel secure, variety adds the spice of life. It's the unpredictable twists and turns, the new experiences, the challenges we face that fuel our growth and make life worth living. Variety keeps us engaged and motivated, pushing us to learn, adapt, and evolve. Without variety, life would feel monotonous and uninspiring. This is why we seek new adventures, try new hobbies, and constantly look for ways to break the routine. It's also the reason people often get bored in relationships or in their careers. The same patterns can lead to stagnation. Next, we have significance, the need to feel important, special, and unique. At its core, significance is about recognition, acknowledgement, and validation. It's about feeling that we matter in the world and that our presence has meaning. Everyone wants to feel that they stand out in some way, whether it's through achievements, the roles we play, or the way we are seen by others. Significance drives many of our goals, ambitions, and desires. It's why we seek promotions at work, why we pursue artistic expression, or why we work hard to gain the respect and admiration of others. But when significance becomes unhealthy, when we rely solely on external validation for our sense of worth, it can lead to feelings of emptiness or insecurity. True significance comes from within. It's the recognition that you are valuable regardless of external praise. The fourth need is connection and love, the need to feel close to others and to experience love, intimacy, and emotional connection. We are social creatures and our need for connection runs deep. This need manifests in friendships, family relationships, romantic partnerships, and our broader social networks. Connection is a fundamental part of the human experience. We thrive when we feel supported, understood, and loved. This need is often the one that shapes our relationships the most, our desire to give and receive love, to share our lives with others, and to experience mutual understanding. Without connection, we can feel isolated, lonely, and disconnected from our true selves. At its core, love and connection are what make life rich and meaningful. In addition to these, there are two other needs that are crucial for fulfillment, growth, and contribution. Growth refers to our need for personal development and progress. It's the desire to evolve, improve, and become the best version of ourselves. Whether it's through acquiring new skills, expanding our knowledge, or overcoming challenges, growth is essential for our well-being. When we stop growing, we start to stagnate, and we can feel a deep sense of dissatisfaction. Finally, the need for contribution involves giving back to others or to the world in a meaningful way. It's about making a difference and leaving a legacy. When we contribute, we feel a sense of purpose and fulfillment that goes beyond our own needs. Contribution gives us the ability to transcend our own ego and connect with something larger than ourselves. These six needs: certainty, variety, significance, connection, growth, and contribution are universal. They drive us in every aspect of life, shaping our choices, our behaviors, and our goals. They form the foundation of our desires and our motivations. When we learn to understand and meet these needs in a balanced and healthy way, we create the foundation for a fulfilling and meaningful life. How we prioritize. As human beings, we each have our own individual needs and desires, but what truly shapes our experiences is not just the presence of these needs, but how we prioritize them. The hierarchy in which we meet these fundamental human needs plays a crucial role in shaping our decisions, relationships, and overall satisfaction in life. The way we rank and fulfill these needs dictates the patterns of behavior we adopt, the choices we make, and ultimately the outcomes we experience. Most people are unaware of how they prioritize their needs. We often operate on autopilot, driven by a mix of unconscious desires, habits, and the environment around us. But once we begin to understand how we are prioritizing these needs, we gain the power to change our patterns and intentionally direct our lives toward greater fulfillment. At the top of the hierarchy, we often place certainty because it's a fundamental human instinct to seek safety and predictability. For many people, stability in their job, financial security, or a predictable routine becomes the most pressing priority. The need for certainty offers a sense of security, but if this need is met excessively, it can lead to stagnation, fear of change, and avoidance of growth. People who place too much emphasis on certainty may find themselves stuck in unfulfilling careers or relationships simply because the known, even if uncomfortable, feels safer than the unknown. This overemphasis on certainty can keep them from taking the risks necessary for growth and true satisfaction. Then comes variety, which is often seen as the opposite of certainty. Variety offers excitement, adventure, and novelty. People who prioritize variety over certainty may be more likely to embrace change, take risks, and explore new opportunities. However, when variety becomes the dominant need, it can lead to inconsistency, chaos, and a lack of focus. People who value variety above all else may struggle to maintain long-term commitments, and their lives might become a series of fragmented experiences without a clear direction. For these individuals, the constant search for newness can prevent them from achieving the stability and fulfillment that come from long-term investments in relationships or personal growth. Significance also plays a pivotal role in how we prioritize our needs. If we rank significance at the top, we may find ourselves constantly seeking validation, recognition, and external markers of success. This drive for importance can manifest in many ways through the pursuit of wealth, power, or social status. While significance is a natural human need, an overemphasis on it can lead to unhealthy competition, comparison, and insecurity. People who place too much value on significance may struggle with self-worth, relying on external sources of validation rather than cultivating internal self-acceptance. This can lead to a cycle of constantly needing more recognition to feel valued, never truly feeling enough, and often feeling disconnected from others. When the need for connection and love becomes the top priority, it can lead people to focus intensely on relationships and social bonds. While connection is undeniably one of the most fulfilling aspects of life, when it is placed above other needs, it can lead to codependency or a lack of personal boundaries. People who overly prioritize connection may sacrifice their own needs or sense of self to maintain relationships, often leading to feelings of frustration, resentment, or unbalanced interactions. These individuals may find it difficult to stand up for themselves or pursue their personal goals if doing so jeopardizes the approval or affection of others. The key to lasting fulfillment lies in the ability to find balance. Each of these needs is vital, but the way we rank them influences how we experience life. A healthy, empowered individual learns to meet all 6 of these needs in ways that are aligned with their highest values and long-term goals. By understanding how we prioritize these needs, we gain the ability to make conscious choices that elevate our sense of self-worth, nurture our relationships, and encourage our growth. We can begin to direct our lives in ways that provide both stability and excitement, connection and independence, achievement and contribution. When we get the balance right, we begin to create a life that doesn't just happen to us, but that we are actively shaping. We no longer need to operate reactively based on which need is most urgent in the moment. Instead, we can consciously design our actions, relationships, and goals to create a life that is fulfilling, meaningful, and aligned with who we truly are. The magic happens when we recognize that we can prioritize our needs based on our values, not our fears, and that this is the key to creating a deeply satisfying life. Breaking the pattern. Every person has patterns in their life, habits, behaviors, and choices that they fall into almost automatically. These patterns are often rooted in our attempts to meet our human needs, but they may not always serve us in the most empowering way. In fact, many people are unknowingly trapped in unhealthy patterns that limit their potential, prevent them from achieving their goals, and keep them from experiencing true fulfillment. These patterns are usually formed over time, influenced by past experiences, external circumstances, or ingrained beliefs. The real challenge comes when we continue to repeat these patterns without questioning them, even though they may not be helping us live the life we truly want. One of the biggest obstacles to breaking free from these patterns is the comfort we find in them. Even if a pattern is damaging or unproductive, it provides some form of certainty. We know what to expect, even if it's not the result we desire. This is why many people remain in toxic relationships, stay in dead-end jobs, or continue self-destructive behaviors. At least the pain or discomfort feels familiar. The human mind is wired to seek comfort and avoid change, and this can make it difficult to step outside of these habitual patterns. However, the key to transforming your life lies in your ability to recognize and break these patterns. Once you become aware of the behaviors that are keeping you stuck, you can begin to make intentional decisions that allow you to meet your needs in healthier, more empowering ways. Breaking the pattern starts with self-awareness. You need to take a step back and ask yourself, what patterns am I currently operating in? Are these patterns serving me, or are they limiting my potential? Often the answers may not be immediately clear because these patterns have become so ingrained in our daily lives that they feel like second nature. But with mindfulness and reflection, it's possible to identify the recurring thoughts, habits, and actions that are holding us back. Take, for example, the need for certainty. If you're constantly seeking security in the form of control, avoiding risks or change, you may find yourself stuck in patterns of stagnation. This can show up in your work, your relationships, or even your health habits. Perhaps you avoid taking on new challenges because they feel too uncertain. Or maybe you stay in a job or relationship that doesn't inspire you because it offers the safety of familiarity. In these situations, you might be meeting your need for certainty, but doing so in a way that ultimately robs you of growth and excitement. The key to breaking this pattern is to introduce variety in small, manageable doses. Taking calculated risks, embracing new experiences, or shifting your routine can help you break out of your comfort zone and open yourself up to new opportunities. You may find that taking a risk or making a change is uncomfortable at first, but once you begin to break free from the pattern, you'll feel more alive and engaged with the world around you. Another example is the need for significance. People often fall into patterns where they seek validation from external sources such as praise, recognition, or achievement to feel worthy or important. While significance is a legitimate need, when it becomes your primary focus, you may find yourself chasing external markers of success at the expense of your own inner peace. This pattern can lead to burnout, frustration, and a constant feeling of not being enough. Even if you achieve all the external recognition you desire, breaking this pattern requires a shift toward internal validation. Instead of relying on others to define your worth, you begin to cultivate a sense of self-worth that comes from within. This involves accepting yourself fully, acknowledging your achievements, and recognizing your inherent value, regardless of external circumstances. Breaking the pattern also requires an understanding of how the need for connection and love can sometimes become unhealthy. If your primary goal is to feel loved and accepted by others, you may find yourself sacrificing your own needs or compromising your values just to maintain relationships. This pattern can lead to codependency, resentment, or a sense of losing yourself in the process of pleasing others. To break this pattern, it's essential to cultivate a sense of self-love and healthy boundaries. By nurturing your own needs and honoring your individuality, you can build stronger, more fulfilling relationships that are based on mutual respect and authenticity. Ultimately, breaking the pattern means consciously choosing to meet your human needs in ways that serve your highest potential. It's about recognizing that you have the power to create new habits and behaviors that support your growth, fulfillment, and well-being. While it may be uncomfortable at first, breaking the old patterns creates space for new, empowering ones. The result is a life that is more aligned with your values, your desires, and your true potential. Breaking free from these patterns is not just about change, it's about transformation. It's about unlocking your ability to design a life that truly reflects who you are and what you're capable of achieving. The path to lasting change. The journey to lasting change is one of the most profound transformations we can undergo in life. It requires us to confront the behaviors, beliefs, and patterns that have shaped us up until this point. However, the path to change is often not as simple as deciding one day to act differently. It requires a deep understanding of why we behave the way we do, a commitment to new habits, and the courage to step into unfamiliar territory. At the heart of this change is the powerful realization that we are not bound by our past or by the patterns that we've unconsciously followed for years. Instead, we have the ability to reshape our lives by consciously choosing the behaviors and actions that serve our highest good. The first step toward lasting change is recognizing that we are creatures of habit. Our lives are shaped by the automatic ways in which we respond to the world around us. Every action we take is often tied to an unconscious desire to meet one of our 6 core human needs. The problem arises when we meet these needs in ways that no longer serve us, whether that's seeking certainty through control, seeking significance through validation, or seeking connection through people-pleasing. When we unconsciously meet our needs through unhealthy patterns, we create cycles that keep us stuck, even if we desire change. To break these cycles, we must first become aware of them. Awareness is the first step toward transformation because it allows us to see the patterns clearly, to recognize where we are meeting our needs in unhelpful ways, and to identify the specific behaviors that need to be changed. For example, if we constantly seek certainty by avoiding change or challenging situations, we might recognize that we're limiting our growth. If we habitually seek significance through external validation, we might notice that we're never fully satisfied, no matter how much we achieve. This awareness opens the door to new possibilities. It gives us the clarity to choose differently and the ability to question our automatic responses. Once we are aware of the patterns that are no longer serving us, we must then commit to a new way of meeting our needs. This requires intentional effort and consistency. Changing habits is never easy, but it's possible when we replace old, unhelpful behaviors with new, empowering ones. For example, instead of seeking certainty through rigid control, we can learn to embrace variety, to step outside our comfort zones, try new things, and trust in our ability to adapt. Instead of seeking significance through external validation, we can cultivate self-worth and value ourselves for who we truly are, not just from what we achieve. In each case, the key is to consciously choose a healthier way to fulfill our core needs. However, the path to lasting change is not a straight line. It's a process that involves trial, error, and perseverance. We will inevitably face setbacks, moments of doubt, and times when we fall back into old habits. This is where resilience becomes essential. True transformation comes not from avoiding failure, but from bouncing back from it. Each time we make a mistake or revert to an old pattern, we have an opportunity to learn, to refine our approach, and to recommit to our new path. Resilience is about seeing challenges as stepping stones, not as roadblocks. It's about choosing to rise after each fall, knowing that the only way forward is through persistence and self-compassion. The final piece of lasting change is sustainability. This involves integrating new behaviors into our daily lives in such a way that they become automatic. It's not enough to make temporary changes. We must find ways to make new patterns stick. This might mean creating new routines, setting long-term goals, or surrounding ourselves with people who support our growth. Sustainability requires patience about building habits that align with our core needs over time until they become second nature. When we make lasting change, we not only transform ourselves, but we create a new way of living that continuously supports our growth, our values, and our deepest desires. Ultimately, the path to lasting change is a journey of self-discovery, self-mastery, and personal empowerment. By understanding our human needs and becoming conscious of the patterns that govern our behavior, we unlock the potential to transform our lives. It's not an easy journey, but it's the most rewarding one we can take. By committing to change and nurturing resilience, we create a life that reflects our truest self, one that is aligned with our values, our goals, and our highest potential.